Hello, I'm John Davis, and for this discussion, we'll be discussing information literacy based on the early American Imprints collection and the material I've selected, I've titled The Road to Revolution. When asked about the lead up to the American Revolution, many are familiar with the Intolerable Acts, can cite the stamp and tea taxes, the Boston Tea Party, the Boston Massacre, famous names to include Samuel Adams, Paul Revere and his Midnight Ride. However, what a lot of students and people in general are lacking are an understanding of some of the passions and tempers that were building at that time. How these acts were actually affecting the American colonists. You have to remember, while people now see it as Americans versus the British, at that time, both sides were considered British. There's a lot of information available that can give us a better insight into this period, to include collections like America's Historical Imprints database, available through the Jerry Falwell Library. It can provide a more detailed and nuanced understanding of the issues and their impacts on the colonists preceding the American Revolution. And I have selected 6 to include 2 of a series dating from 1774 and 1775 for students to review and gain increased information literacy regarding the passions stirring in the colonies at this critical juncture. Joseph Crukshank published The Middle Line, or an attempt to furnish some hints for ending the differences subsisting between Great Britain and the colonies, in Philadelphia during 1775. He was attempting to illustrate the means with which to quench rising passions, which were threatening to lead to increasing violence between what were still countrymen. He tried to give a way out, as it were, to avoid further bloodshed. And that's what a lot of colonists wanted. They considered themselves to be British subjects. They repeatedly attempted to redress their grievances. And this was another attempt to do so. Students should view this document with an eye towards discerning what the colonists saw as the critical issues, how those issues were affecting them negatively, how they saw them as an infringement on their rights under the British Constitution, and what they were looking for in terms of redress of grievances. In the 2 issues of the crisis published by Benjamin Town, how did the tone and temperament change between numbers 11 and numbers 22 over the period of 1775? Was there a notable change in the writing style and verbiage between the 2 issues? I've also included pieces from Joseph Galloway and Daniel Leonard written in 1775, which provide additional insight, as well as a few political reflections submitted to the consideration of the British colonies by a citizen of Philadelphia, written by Richard Wells and published by John Dunlap in Philadelphia during 1774. What were some of the common themes of these pieces, and how do they differ? Thank you.